If you are looking for information on DJ equipment or PA equipment, please do look at the uploads on my channel. Please do like and subscribe, as there just might be some valuable information there just for you. JBL and JBL fans, you're gonna hate me when I finish this upload. No, I'm just joking. The reason for this upload is there's a couple of problems or a couple of issues that people have asked me to look into on this column. I've had mine now for a week or so, and I've not had a chance to really use it. I've listened to it for maybe 3 hours on and off, but not really looked too much into it. I must admit, when I first saw it and it came out, I thought, oh, JBL. I wasn't really interested in the Eon One because I thought at the price point it's not going to be great, or it's not going to really replace anything that I already have. So I thought, oh, Prx One, 7 channels, that's nice. To tell you the honest truth, when I saw this PA first, I didn't really hold much hope for this PA. I saw it and it seems like JBL have these soft edges, like my Eon One Compact, the soft edges. It doesn't seem serious enough, and it doesn't have the nice, striking, bold, edgy design that the EV has. And it's just plastic everywhere. The quality, it just doesn't seem to be there. So I just thought, okay, it's filling a gap. It's going to be something a bit more serious than the JBL Eon One, but how serious, I don't know. If you think of the design of something like the EV Evolve 50, there's wood and the sharper edges, the more definition of everything seems to, it's just like the design seems more serious and it seems more solid. The build quality's there, so you think, right, I'm going to get something out of this. And unfortunately, when I see the JBL, I think, okay, it's going to be so-so, but let's just listen to it and see what it sounds like and what it does. People will be comparing this to the Bose Pro 16 and the EV Evolve 50, and I've come to some conclusions there. But before I go into that, I'm going to tell you about the problems that people have been having with the Prx One. Someone has mentioned about the column wobble. Now there you go, someone's had a go at me again. Oh yes, me and the Pro 16 and the wobble. Well, I've done a few tests, and if you look at the way this column is made, if you look closely, it's fitted together just like the Bose column. So there you go, it's going to be a bit of a pig again to undo each part. And because they're plastic, they're going to be lighter in weight rather than the metal in the Pro 32's column. So expect that. Back to the column and how it fits onto the sub. If you look at the sub, you can see that there's a recess in the sub where the column actually fits snug in. It doesn't just sit on top like the Pro 16, letting that wobble happen. It fits lower, so it actually sits into it. So if you look at the other end of the column, you can see that there's that rim or that edging, and that actually slides in and fits really snug. So what's the wobble like? If you can see, there's hardly any wobble there. In fact, if you want to measure wobble, this wobbles just as much as the Pro 32's 7-foot column. There's not much there. And I think the big test is, if I can pick this up off the floor with the column on, it doesn't wobble everywhere. I've done that and it sits there nice. So if you were suggesting that wobble was a problem on this column, I know all columns have a certain amount of wobble. This has a little, but some have too much that I think it's a problem when it comes to fit and finish and quality. But this is fine, so it's not a problem or an issue or something to be worried about. Secondly, someone's mentioned about these dials and how they move. To tell you the honest truth, I never even realized that these dials have got a bit of play in them. This is how much the play is. I haven't noticed it affecting anything. I know that other controls that I have on other PAs, this doesn't happen. I don't know if it's a problem for anybody else. I mean, I think it'd be more serious if that was on a controller. And if you wasn't aware of it, this is how much play is in each dial. And it doesn't affect the way they operate. I haven't honestly noticed this. Not the problem, but someone also wanted to know how much bigger is it to an Eon One Compact. This is how much bigger it is. Another question I've been asked, but it's not a problem, but someone's thinking EV Evolve 50, Bose Pro 16, or this. Unfortunately, I can't do back-to-back with the EV Evolve 50 as I've lent mine to somebody, so I can't do a back-to-back. But I know what it sounds like. I've used it many times. I do remember what the Pro 16 sounds like, and I can say a few things about both of those. Bose Pro 16, lots of output, effortless, loads of throw and a very MIDI performer, lacking in the low frequencies and in the high, very high frequencies. EV Evolve 50, great sub. You would never believe that's a 12-inch sub. That sub performance is better than the Pro 16. EV Evolve 50 lacks mids. I said this the very first time I uploaded my review on it. When I first purchased it, I had trouble getting it right. I realized that if you run it on live in the presets, it sounds the best, and you can toy around with the DSP to get it how you want it to sound. High frequencies are good, but you need those mids. Jbl Prx One, listening to it straight out the box. Usually when I listen to a PA, almost instantly I can come to a conclusion of what it sounds like. Good, bad or other. All the frequencies are represented. I must admit, I know it's a bad thing to say, but I was surprised. All the frequencies work together. There's nothing missing. They all come out at you. And that's what I want. I want to hear everything. Not as MIDI and shouty as the Pro 16. The sub performance is better than the Pro 16. When it comes to the EV, the PRX definitely has a better mid performance because it has one. And I can hear all the frequencies nice and even. There's a nice balance of absolutely everything. And the low frequencies from this, coming from a plastic sub, are surprisingly good. So I'm trying to work out now, does the sub on the PRX sound better than the sub on the Evolve 50? I'm going to be brave and put it out there. The Prx One sub can reproduce what the sub 2 can produce. If you're looking for performance and you want a sub that can deliver, this delivers better than the Evolve 50. This PA has got 7 channels. The column isn't height adjustable, neither is the Evolve 50, and I've had no problems there. This is not a 7-foot column. Unfortunately, Bose Pro 16 is not in the equation here, but if somebody said to me now, EV Evolve 50 or this, the PRX, I'm going to choose the PRX. Put in the 50M into the equation. If the 50M hasn't got mids now, because the Evolve 50 didn't, I'm going to say Prx One. Let's just see what happens in 7 months' time, eh? Please do like and subscribe. Next upload is on its way.